And thank you for everyone for joining us this afternoon for this very, very exciting announcement. And what an honor and privilege it was when Paul agreed to come back as our head coach. But now, to add general manager to his role, we couldn't be any more excited with the direction he's going to take this team fully in, with him having complete control. I think that the fans of Kingston are going to be ecstatic as they see Paul roll out his vision, which is our vision for this hockey club and for the future of Kingston Frontenacs hockey. So without further ado, I'd like to officially welcome Paul McFarland as our new general manager.
Thanks, Doug. Thanks, everyone, for being here today. Goes without saying, I'm very honored and excited to be named both general manager and head coach of the Kingston Frontenacs. I first of all want to thank Doug and the Springer family for the opportunity to take on both of these roles. I'm fully aware of the responsibility that comes with both of these titles, and I appreciate the confidence that Doug has shown in me by giving me this opportunity to lead the organization. I'd also like to thank the Florida Panthers and Toronto Maple Leafs for the opportunity that they have given me over the last 3 seasons. I've had the privilege of working with and building some relationships with some incredibly bright people that are both passionate about the game to the same level that I am, and that experience has given me great preparation and knowledge to help me prepare for today. Finally, I'd like to thank my family, my parents, my 2 brothers, Mark and John, and my wife, Kelly, and my 2 little sons, Cooper and Duke. Kingston has become a very special place for my family and I. We enjoyed it the last time that we were here. We're all excited to be coming back and becoming a part of this community again. This city and its greater community, in my opinion, has everything that you would want as an OHL player, starting with ownership, a beautiful downtown area, the potential of playing the OHL while receiving a Queen's education, the facilities at the Leon Center, and our very passionate fan base. Our goal for this organization is to build an environment and a culture that strives in development. Development can happen in a lot of different ways at the major junior level. It starts with developing people, and including our players and staff. It continues through the classroom, through players' education. And then obviously on the ice, finally, we want to give our players every possible resource to develop. The CHL, in my opinion, is the best development league in the world for the game of hockey, and I'm excited and honored to be a part of the Kingston Frontenacs organization moving forward. The reality here in Kingston is the bar has been raised. The standard has to be higher of what we expect out of ourselves and what it is meant to be a Frontenac. We will need to do this collectively, together. It's always going to be about we, us, our, and team. We both in management and as a coaching staff will always make decisions based on what we feel is best for our hockey club going forward. Ultimately, I'm excited to get to work with all parts of the organization, which includes our business staff, scouts, support staff, our hockey operations, and coaching staff. We will look to find new ways that we can improve, and most importantly, we must compete in everything we do, whether it be a recruitment, player, or a 50-50 pocket center ice. We will compete in all we do.
Was this something you had in mind initially when you arrived at the Frontenacs as a coach?
No, at the time, obviously, my passion the last 8 seasons has been about coaching. Obviously, the 2 roles work very closely together, where, in reality, the coach wants to draft or have players drafted that are of the same identity as the way the team wants to play. So it should work in a very good cohesion, obviously managing our scouts and the type of players that we are looking for here in Kingston, the traits that are important to us, all of us on the coaching level. And so I'm excited to have the opportunity to lead us and lead our organization in that manner. But as I said before, it's going to be a collective effort where we as a group do these things together.
Coach, did you throw your hat in the ring, or did they approach you about being the GM, or how did it play out?
It's just something that's come together in the last couple of days through our conversations Doug and I had when I arrived back in Kingston, just talking about our philosophy on what we believe in and where we see, obviously, that both of us bleed Toronto's colors proudly, and where we see this club moving here in the future has kind of led us to this decision. So obviously, I'm very fortunate to have both of these roles, and I'm very appreciative of Doug giving me the responsibility of both. And it's not something I take lightly. So I'm really just excited to get going. We have a lot of work to do, and I'm just really happy to be back in junior hockey.
Really, also, it was last week when this happened. Paul came into town, I think it was Tuesday. We got together at lunch on Wednesday, and then the conversation just led in a certain direction that it became really clear. And then Paul put together a further presentation. We had it on Friday, and that was it. And it was just crystal clear that Paul's the right guy to lead the team in both roles. Like I said, we're going to make sure that he has everything necessary so that he can maximize both positions. And I think the fans of Kingston are going to be extremely excited for the next several years of what he's going to put in place to have Kingston Frontenacs hockey at the top.
My question is, with working with Sheldon and Kyle and Brendan with the Toronto Maple Leafs, what one thing did you learn from them that you'll take in your new positions with Kingston?
I think the thing that the Leafs do at the National Hockey League level that separates themselves is their development process and how important development is to their organization, whether it be through obviously how they run the Marlies program, with the skills coaches that are involved. So with that, I guess, experience going through that program for the last year, just re-emphasizing the importance of development and being at a junior level. For us, getting young men at the age of 15 to 20 years old, we have to really put emphasis on that area of our program, not just on the player provided for Kingston to play, but most importantly, as soon as they're drafted as a Kingston Frontenac, we have to monitor their progress and do everything we can to give them feedback, to help them be in the right situation so when they do arrive, they're going to be ready to excel.
Are you prepared? Like, what do you do as a coach to in a mindset to deal with kids that aren't always as motivated as guys that are doing this for a living?
Well, that's the challenge, I think, in any job or field that you're in, is to motivate your people. And ultimately, to me, that falls on your culture and the habits that you want to be emphasized. I really do believe what gets emphasized gets done. And so for us, we're going to emphasize those work habits on a daily basis. There really, there's no in between for me when it comes to competing. You're either someone who competes or you don't. And to be a Frontenac, you're going to have to compete. And that's going to mean working hard every day, having a growth mindset, and trying to get better in every way possible. Not just a player, as a person as well.
Are you planning on giving Paul some help in the front office, perhaps an assistant GM?
So with regard to that, we've had discussions, and Paul is obviously going to take his time to see what requirements he has, and whatever he identifies, obviously it's our job to make sure that he's provided with all the tools proper to do both positions.
How do you think you'll manage your time with both roles?
Well, I think I'm fully aware of the fact that there's a lot of work that has to go into both roles. As I said, it's going to be about we and us, and nobody can do either of these roles alone. I think we already have a great coaching staff in place, guys that have gotten to know well here since I've been hired as the head coach. And obviously on the management side, we'll work through that process on which people we can obviously lean on to help in that respect, but it's going to be a collective effort. We're all working together with the same vision.
Between now and December 1st, what are the Front's priorities on and off the ice?
I think, to be quite honest with you, it's probably a more fair question for Paul. It's probably going to take time.
For me personally, a lot of the faces that I already know coming back, but obviously to get to know all the staff members that I talked about, reacquaint myself with the people that I've been away from the last 2 years, and we hopefully will spend that time as well, continuing to build relationships with our players, to slowly introduce some of the key fundamentals and habits that we want to be important and ingrained in our group. Ultimately, our fundamentals and our habits are going to dictate how good our structure can be on the ice. And then obviously on the managing side, just trying to get everything organized as far as our scouting process, also looking at recruitment opportunities. So we're just going to use the time that we have. We're fortunate in these circumstances to have a little extra time to get organized through the season and every last hour to make sure that we're prepared as possible.
You've mentioned, the focus is obviously, starting to foster those relationships with players. It's definitely been an interesting summer with not too many people have been able to meet up in groups. So how have you kind of started building those relationships with players, whether that's via Zoom and via phone calls?
Yeah, so we've had a few different Zoom calls with the entire group. Also spent some time individually, probably multiple times for each player, having a FaceTime conversation through the use of technology, just really so I can get to know them on a personal level, put a face to a name, and also try to reiterate things that are going to be important to us moving forward. And then throughout the summer, since I've been hired, we've sent out development emails again, just trying to highlight some key fundamentals and also some leadership pieces that are going to be an integral part of the culture that we're going to try to create here in Kingston.